Yeah.
Good rolling bean pie, the best on earth. Baked freshly daily, rolling bean pie. Get yours today. Call us at area code 216-355-9702. We will deliver to you. Call us, get yours now. Bean pie. It's good. Yeah, I love it.
Let's take about a reality. Yeah, you know, our reality. With babies killing babies, niggas robbing elderly ladies. Come on, let's separate the real from the fake. Let's see how much of reality you can take. Should we start with our black men, a.k.a. our niggas? Or should we begin with our black women, a.k.a. our bitches? Let's start with our niggas. You know, the ones that kill each other over the name of a street? The ones that treat me like a piece of meat? The ones that like sex and to have kids but no shame in becoming a deadbeat? The ones out here killing one another. No mercy of human life, that young man's future or his mother. Their actions severely shaking our African-American culture. The ones that would rather bust a gun than pick up a textbook. There's so much more to life. Open your eyes and take a look.
But give it up right now for poet, comedian extraordinaire, Miss Simone Green. Oh! Hey, thanks for being on board, Simone. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
Now, paying attention to your poetry is real fiery, right?
Yeah.
Electrical. Charging. Hard charging. What's the motivation behind the poetry coming off like that?
I pretty much have always been a person that acted off emotion. And when I write, I feel as if everything I have inside of me is coming out on that paper. And I leave it as such. Inspiration is just day-to-day life. You know, when you're 21 years old and you got a lot of friends and, you know, you lose a lot of people. You know, it's a lot of RIPs and not enough congratulations, you know.
Right.
So as I started to progress and, you know, with reality, that's where that came from because I've been around it for so long. So
like
growing up,
what do you mean been around it? Describe being around it.
You know, pretty much I can honestly say that even just going through high school, it's the same thing. Having friends that has died behind, you know, being shot down or was innocent or was in gang violence. And it's all about, it's not really, what I say about my black people is that it's not what you have to do. It's never been what you have to do. And that's why I do not baby them. Like if you're in a gang, you know what you're doing is wrong and you're aware of that. Right. So with the inspiration behind that poem, it was more so to not baby and cradle you to act like they owe you something. Because I'm the same age as most of my friends. Right. No one owes me anything. So stuck chasing the money, cars, clothes, and hoes, you lose sight of how far our college education goes. Rather blow weed than apply for a job that requires clean pee. Physically powerful and mentally weak. Modern day slavery, so to speak. Not our bitches. The ones that lack motivation and inspiration to further their education. The ones that grow lazy so decide to lay around and pop out babies. Skip school on a daily. Playing the role as some nigga's wife. The ones that had got perfect attendance at Club Life. I know y'all remember that one. Getting cute and dressed up to go fight. The ones who settle with less than what they deserve. Lacking knowledge of their own self-worth. And how can I forget the infamous female cliques? Talking down on niggas for doing what they're doing, but yet y'all doing the same ish. Tend to go off rebellion and want to lash out when actually if you just picked up a book or invested your energy into something that can transform you in your future, right, that will pay off in the end, right, it'll be way more worth it than what you're doing, the damage you're doing to yourself now.
So that's what you're doing right now, and it's therapeutic for you.
Yes.
And you're saying that more youngsters need to explore, you know, writing and communicating, you know, to express themselves and not hold all of those issues inward?
Yes.
That's what you're saying?
Yes.
How real is that, huh? Yeah. Only 21.
Yeah.
So now, also, you've been through a few trials and tribulations also.
Yes.
In your own life, you know, dealing with what? Is it molestation and things of that nature?
No, it was a rape.
It was a rape?
Yes.
Right. So how yourself?
Yes.
Yeah. How old were you?
I was 14 at the time, and I had, to be honest, a lot of people say I ran away from home, but honestly,
after the incident. Yeah,
but honestly, I had left and stayed out too late after school and had in fear of my mother's beating, opposed to going home. And at the time, it sounded like a good idea. Yeah, Mom.
Oh, so hold on, let me get it straight. Hold on. You didn't want to have to deal with telling your mom about what happened?
No, it originally started because I had ran away from home, basically.
Okay.
And I was pretty much just out here.
Okay.
And I met this guy. He was a real sweetheart, and, I was hungry. So when he offered a rib joint, I couldn't, of course, not refuse. Right. And we went back to his place on, he was located on 55th, and, he said, okay, well, I'm just going to go in and grab some cash. You can come in with me, and it was a little windy outside. So, of course, I went in with him.
Right.
And, at first, it was pretty cool at first. But then I noticed that his intentions to get me in the house was basically to try to have sex with me.
Right.
And being 14, I was a little more advanced than most, but I still was 14.
Right. How long had you been away from home at the time?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yes.
And you were living pillar to post with friends or what?
Bus stop to bus stop.
Bus stop to bus stop.
Yes.
What made you think you can make it on your own at age 14 at the time?
I was pretty much lashing out because I wasn't able to do the things I wanted to do. I had friends that were able to smoke a cigarette in front of their mom and turn up a bottle of Tang right there. And I felt like with my mom, if I was to walk in the house with a bottle of Tang, the only place that Tang was going was to the back of my head for just being disrespectful,
Right.
So I felt if I went out there on my own and I could buy my own Tang and buy my own single Newports, that I was in there.
Right.
And I wasn't. So the ones who be thirsty to claim a nigga in jail and proud to say that her man sell. Oh, but let's not forget about the loyalty you lack. Smiling at that woman's face but plotting behind her back. Welfare ain't gonna be around forever. If all you, I get my school ish together. Both our niggas and bitches lack ambition. I wonder what Dr. King had in his vision. I know. That was a hard blow. I so proudly say so. I love my black men and women. I just wish you knew the real meaning of winning. Remember, African Americans are known as kings and queens, leaders without teams, only racing on the man that can switch reality with dreams. Whoever said it was too late, need an update. The clock is ticking, and it's okay because I'm here and I'm willing to wait.
Yeah. So now you're in this predicament, and you feel like the guy's making advances towards you.
Yes.
And you're not with it.
No.
Wasn't with it at all.
Not at all.
Wasn't even looking at it like that.
No.
When you were hungry, he offered you something to eat.
Yes.
And you wanted to take advantage of that.
Definitely.
So what happened? Did he force himself on you or what?
Well, what it came down to, it was either, when I saw him looking at me, and I kind of knew, but I knew then I was outnumbered.
Right.
But my main focus was to leave, but I was so scared, because I was still 14. I was so terrified.
Right.
That if I got up and I walked or breathed the wrong way, that one of them could possibly take my life.
Right.
And in the midst of that thought is when I was attacked. In the back of my mind, I kept thinking I can fight them. But even though I went into like super strength mode, trying to free myself, it was nothing. It was nothing compared to them. As driven as they were, so to speak. And I was just thankful that I actually got away.
How did you get away?
Well, after the rape itself, I happened to hop up really fast, and I pretty much ran for the door. And it was kind of awkward to me because they didn't attempt to stop me,
Right.
So they were really, reckless to me at that point. But I hit the stairwell. I didn't go for the elevator, or anything of that nature. I hit the stairs, and I crawled into a ball in a corner on about the second floor because I couldn't go on anymore because I was weak.
Right.
And I sunk down in that corner for about a good 10 minutes, and every noise I heard, whenever somebody laughing or coming down the stairs, it startled me.
Right.
And I was scared to move. Once I did get out of the situation, I went down the stairs, and I wasn't badly hurt except for some bleeding, and probably, mental scarring. Right. But I was able to run, and that's what I did. And I ran from 55th and Chester. I ran all the way down to 55th and Woodland. Okay. And got on the 14. And at that point, I was so mentally drained. I didn't attempt to call the cops because it was a feeling of dirt. I didn't feel as if the police would save me,
Right.
I didn't, I couldn't, and people ask me, why didn't you go to the cops? You could have took the cops.
You felt dirty.
Violated, dirty. I felt
Let's
low.
deal with that. That's deep because you hear that time to time. You hear that. When stuff happens to women, they don't immediately go tell because they feel,
it's embarrassing.
Right. That's what you felt. You felt embarrassed.
Embarrassed.
You felt. So did you feel like maybe you could have prevented it?
I felt like it was my fault.
You felt like it was your fault.
Maybe my dress was too short. Or maybe I had on the wrong bra. Maybe I didn't have on my lucky socks.
This
it was
stuff
anything.
going through your head.
Yeah, just anything.
Anything to keep yourself from going to tell the authorities.
Yes.
And things of that nature. So, and your mom.
Yes, I hid it from my mother until September of last year.
For years you held it in.
And I started having seizures.
And you started having seizures?
Psychological seizures because I wouldn't deal with it. And the doctor put me in my family room and he said, basically, you have something to tell and you're going to need to just say it.
Now let me ask you something. Going through those things at that age, then did the idea of men shape in your mind to be where they just basically ain't
No. And that's the shocking part. No. It wasn't like that because I knew there were bad guys out there. I was aware of that.
Okay.
But with the men in my family, they made it, with being around them, I knew that there was good. Okay. And I just happened to run into a couple bad apples out of the bunch.
That's important to know that. Because some women draw up into a shell and close themselves. Through all the trials and tribulations, we want to congratulate her. I mean, she channeled her energy into something real positive. When it could have been the opposite. It could have been the opposite. She could have stayed balled up on that floor and never dealt with her issues. But she dealt with them like a woman. It came out like a phoenix, like a shining star. So, we really appreciate you coming on board. Now, you about to do something funny for us right now, right?
Yes.
Give it up, Simone Green.
Well, I see my family looking quite nervous right now, But, so, everybody in their family, everybody has that one person that are very open with their drug abuse. Am I correct? Everybody. Nobody has that? No one? Or, okay, be modest. I agree. So I have this cousin, right? And, one day, she was, she's very open with it. She'd just come up to you and just tell you, like, yeah, hi, I'm such and such, and I smoke crack. She was very open with it. So one day, I grabbed my phone and decided to take a salmon patty bone, right? The little bones from the salmon patties, And I put it into a baggie, and I bit the tip off and left it in her clothes basket, right? Yeah. So I hid behind the basement refrigerator with my camera. And I sat there, and when she got out the shower, she put on her powder, and she just got instantly excited. Like, her face just lit up. And she was like, oh, my God, look, there it is. And she bent down, she picked it up, she took it out the baggie and everything, right? So I'm sitting there trying to hold back from laughing at this point. So when she finally discovered that it was a salmon patty bone, she instantly turned around, right, and looked me dead in my face. And it wasn't nothing I could do. I could just laugh. So with the footage I've gotten, I ran up the stairs. At the time, I didn't know about a world star hip-hop. So, because that would have definitely went right to it. But instead, I went to my mother, who's equally as goofy as I am. I said, hey, Mom, look, Kelly thought she's responsible. Crack, here it is right here. So we went up the stairs. I said, Mom, look at the whole video. And at first, I thought I was going to get in trouble. At the time, I was about a good 15. And it was a cruel joke. But it was funny to me. So I thought that maybe someone would share the same interests at the time. So what I did, I said, hey, Mom, look at this. I said, wait, it gets better. Just watch it. It's like 3 minutes long, but it gets better. She sit there, she watched it. She said, is that what I think it is? I said, it's exactly what you think it is, right? So she goes, and where'd you get that from? So I have her thinking it's a real narcotic in a bag. So instead of her laughing with me, I'm getting in trouble at this point. Because now she's like, where did you find that at? Who sold you that? You can't go anywhere. I'm sitting here like, Mom, it's a salmon patty bone. Don't lie now. Where you get a salmon patty bone from? I said, Mom, I just made something. That was days ago. So then I say, I'm like, that was days ago. I said, I found it in the kitchen. Oh, so you ain't been sweeping the floor.